Okay, team, let's look at Python functions. First up, a function is a block of code which only runs when it is called. We can think about length. Length is a function that we call, and I can ask it the length of some some string. If I run it, then it executes the code for length. Similar for print. It only executes the code in print if I call the function, and I call the function by using these parentheses after it. Let's try and write our own function. So here I'm going to say def print hi. This is not going to be an interesting function, but all I'm going to do inside of it is I'm going to print the string hi. All right, so what happens is I'm going to run the code block, but it's actually not going to print hi. To have it print hi, I have to call the function. How I'm going to call the function is I'm going to say the name of the function, that's that thing, print hi, and then I put the parentheses after it. If I run that, what happens is I run the code in that function I defined. So I can modify it, and then when I print hi, it does that. I could add multiple print statements in here. I need to keep them at the same indentation level though. So I'll run that, which is essentially just like saving that function. So now that function is associated with running the code in that function, or in this sort of block here. So now when I run that function by putting the function name and then parentheses, what I'm going to get is it's going to execute all of the code in there. So again, when I use the name of the function, follow it by parentheses, it's going to look for a function with that name, and in this case, parentheses with nothing in between them. I've got that colon, and then it's going to execute lines 2, 3, and 4. If I define another function and I run that cell block, it does not execute the code. It's not going to execute line 2 until I call the function. So I could call the function saying yo, and then it will print 8. A function can return data as a result. We've seen that with length. So when we called length for some string, it actually gave us a value back. So I can save that value as X, and then I can print that value, and I see that it's 5. Here, len was a function that took in an argument. I'll do another function that still isn't taking in an argument yet. I'll call it yo, and what I'll do is it'll say return 42. Again, when I run the code, nothing happens. It doesn't even execute line 2. It just remembers that the function yo is associated with that body of that function. If I want to call it, I can say yo, but it's going to work like length, where actually it returns a value. I'll store that in z. So z equals whatever the function yo returns. I can run that code, and then I'll print z, and z is 42. So it's actually pretty complicated, right? I run this code that says, okay, now I know what yo is. Even we can look at what yo is, and it'll say yo. It's a function with the name yo, and then here's like its memory address. That's not actually very helpful, but running this first piece defines what yo is. Now I can call it using the name of the function and then parentheses. Because it's got this return 42, it's going to give back the number 42, and we're going to be able to store that in z, just like we did with length. Length returned a value, and we were able to store that in a value. Just like, we can do things like y equals 3 plus 4. Same idea. The right-hand side returns a value or gives us a value. Length gives us a value. Yo gives us a value. It's the value 42. And then we can print it out. These examples that we've looked at so far are actually super silly because they don't actually do anything useful for us. But the big picture is that it allows us to avoid code repetition.